The first gospel reading of Lent each year is always the same one. Jesus is led by the Holy Spirit into the desert for 40 days to be tempted by the devil. Think about that for a minute. Jesus, led by the Spirit into the desert for 40 days to be tempted by the devil. That means he ate nothing during those 40 days. 40 days. A lot can happen in 40 days. Jesus, Moses, and Elijah all fasted for 40 days in prayer. Moses was on top of the mountain for 40 full days receiving the law from God. Noah and his wife and family were on the ark for 40 days. And Jesus, after he was resurrected, appeared for 40 days between the resurrection and when he ascended into heaven to be seated at the right hand of God the Father. So the reading is posing you and me a question today. What might happen if you really seek the face of God for these 40 days of Lent? Maybe you would discover a new habit or find a new part of yourself that you were unaware of or had forgotten about. Perhaps you discover a new strength that you didn't know you had, or you might give up an old habit that's holding you back, or release something that's weighing you down. You might experience a complete transformation of your life in 40 days, or a whole new direction for your life. Make no mistake about it, God is plainly saying through this gospel reading today, a lot can happen in 40 days. Let's remember, Jesus confronted the devil for those 40 days and all the temptations and the rebellions of our human nature while he was in the desert. He spent 40 days before he began his public ministry to confront everything about our human desires and all the devil's hopes to distract us from our life with God. And Jesus fasted, that good old-fashioned word that we almost get angry about. Skip a meal? Me? Really? I'm an American. We don't do that. 40 days. Jesus had serious focus. He was intentional. He was confronting temptation, and afterward Jesus was galvanized and he went out and he revolutionized the world. So let me ask, what tempts you the most? What desires do you need to confront? Maybe you're overly attached to comfort, or you really like wealth and stuff. Maybe you've got a desire for power or a real need to be known or appreciated or recognized. Maybe you yearn just not to make waves, you just want to get along and you're tempted not to do anything. Or in this era of pornography, that clearly is a huge temptation for a lot of us. And for many, it's a temptation just in this culture just to keep on doing what you've been doing because it's easier and you just don't want to stand out. So let me ask you, what could you do with 40 days if you were really intentional? More importantly, what are you going to do with these 40 days? Because that's what Jesus is inviting you to find out.